What's happening, you guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to the channel. Well, you guys know the results now, and the Montreal Canadiens will select fifth overall in this year's 2023 NHL Entry Draft, getting the fifth pick, the fifth selection, the fifth overall selection, I should say, in the draft lottery this year. The Chicago Blackhawks winning the Connor Bedard sweepstakes, the Anaheim Ducks getting second overall, the Columbus Blue Jackets getting third. Fourth overall went to the San Jose Sharks. Fifth goes to the Habs, and so on and so forth. I'm just going to do a one taker tonight because there's a lot of things I want to address. And when there's this much hype and excitement around a draft and a certain player, specifically for YouTube videos and for YouTubers like myself who are a little newer to the game, there can be interest from other teams to watch this video. So I want to do it the right way. I want to do it respectfully. I want to do it peacefully. We're going to talk about the Habs in a second. We're going to talk about Kent Hughes' immediate reaction, which I just watched, to the fact that the Habs are going to get fifth overall in this draft. So I do want to say, even though it's a little hard for me to say it, I do want to say congratulations to the Chicago Blackhawks and their fans. Why is it hard for me to say? Because as you guys know, the recent history and the story about Kyle Beach that came out, it's not, how do I talk about this? Because I'm just a fan, right? Well, just knowing that happened and how it was dealt with and that it happened during the Stanley Cup run in 2010, it's disappointing in a way to see a franchise get rewarded in such a big way so soon after such a tragic controversy involving somebody who was abused the way that he was. So not the way I want to start this video. I know there's going to be a lot of comments from a lot of people, yourselves included. It's just disappointing. I just didn't want to see Chicago win this draft lottery. Not going to lie to you guys, but if there is Chicago Blackhawks fans tuning in, I just want to say congratulations still, even though I would have rathered another team win it, okay? You can say what you want in the comments down below, and I respect that. I do respect that. I just wish that it was Anaheim that won this, or, I didn't want to see Columbus win it. I didn't want to see Arizona win it, but that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And you know what? I hope that the Chicago Blackhawks can find a way to take what was a very negative story and turn it into a very positive story with Connor Bedard now most likely being their first overall selection, definitely going to be their first overall selection at this year's draft. I hope that somehow there can be a redemption story so that a very big wrong can be made right. I just wanted to say that off the top. Okay. So if you're still watching at this point, I'm going to switch it over to talk about the Montreal Canadiens and the fact that they are going to pick fifth overall. And we have some quotes directly from Kent Hughes' press conference here. Okay. So what are they going to be looking for in the fifth overall selection at this year's draft for the Canadiens? Well, they're going to be looking for a player with hockey sense, character, compete. There's a difference between drafting and roster construction in terms of how they're going to draft and how they bring in players to complete a roster, i.e. trade, for example, which Kent Hughes very much did so, acquiring Kirby Dach last year at the 2022 draft in Montreal. When asked about Matvei Michkov, specifically asked about this player, Kent Hughes said that there's going to be a risk-reward assessment done specifically for Michkov. He was asked about a positional preference, if it comes down to a tiebreaker, and if there are factors that are comparable between Michkov and another player that the Canadiens really like, those factors may weigh Michkov down, and they may go with the other player if there's another player that they feel is comparable in terms of skill set and the qualities that they're looking for in hockey sense, character, etc. So the Canadiens, though, specifically Kent Hughes saying that the Canadiens are very, very confident that they're going to get a very good hockey player at number 5. So that is reassuring to hear right off the bat. We're confident that we're going to get a very talented player at number 5. Another direct quote. We will draft the best player available in terms of long-term potential. So very similar to the process in which they went about drafting Juraj Slafkovsky. They're going to draft the best player available in terms of long-term potential. So if we look at Bob McKenzie's top 12 picks in his most recent draft rankings, we can be a little confident knowing that there's definitely some good players available. Connor Bedard at number 1, Adam Fantilli at number 2. Now, who has been bumped up to number 3 in the rankings is centerman Will Smith, someone that Habs fans are becoming more and more intrigued and more excited about Should he drop and become available at number 5, which is where he was ranked actually as high as number 6 or as low as number 6, according to the top 60 prospects on Sportsnet. After Will Smith, still going by Bob McKenzie's rankings at number 4, Leo Carlsson, centerman Leo Carlsson. NHL comparable from Craig Button, Nicholas Backstrom, if you want to look at it that way. And even Will Smith is compared to Mika Zibanejad. If you want to look at Craig Button's comparables, you can do that. I'm not going to go through all of them. But number 4, Leo Carlsson. Number 5, Matvey Michkov. Number 6, Dalibor Dvorsky, another centerman. Comparables to Mikhail Backlund. I know I said I wouldn't do the comparables, but I did anyway. Ryan Leonard, who is actually ranked at about number 5 on the Sportsnet, actually, on the Sportsnet analysis, let's do a bit of a comparison while I have you guys here, okay? Because we want to have an idea, even though it's still about a month and a half away, who the Habs are going to pick at 5th overall. So ranked at number 4 right now on Sportsnet's top 60 prospects for this draft is Matvey Michkov, but number 3 is Carlsson. Whereas on Bob McKenzie's rankings, he's got Michkov at number 5 and Carlsson at number 4. So Dalibor Dvorsky coming in at number 6 on Bob McKenzie's rankings. At number 7, Ryan Leonard, who's a right winger. So the likelihood that the Habs are going to get a center is reasonably good, depending on what happens with Matvey Michkov, So if you consider Bedard at number 1, going to Chicago, Adam Fantilli at number 2, likely going to the Anaheim Ducks. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that Will Smith goes 3rd to the Columbus Blue Jackets. 4th overall, let's just say that Leo Carlsson goes to the San Jose Sharks. That leaves at number 5, the Canadiens, worst case scenario, can take Michkov, Dvorsky, or Ryan Leonard. Michkov is a right winger, Dvorsky is a center, and Ryan Leonard is a right winger. Or Zach Benson. He's number 8 on Bob McKenzie's list. I don't think we're going to go below that. But if you look at Ryan Leonard as a right winger, comparable is Travis Konechny. And what I like about Sportsnet's rankings is they give you more detailed information on these players and who they project they're going to be. So let's say worst case scenario, the Habs end up taking Dalibor Dvorsky, who some of you are not so thrilled about, some of you are, but Dvorsky is actually quite lower on the Sportsnet rankings at number 10, but they project Dvorsky to be a top 6 forward. Dalibor Dvorsky is projected to be a top 6 forward. Okay. And this is going by Sportsnet's rankings. Zach Benson projected to be a top 3 forward. Zach Benson is. This draft rankings, this draft is deep. Ryan Leonard, top 3 forward. Okay. And who do we have next here? Michkov projected to be a top 3 forward. So the worst case scenario, and Leo Carlsson, also a top 3 forward. So worst case scenario, the Montreal Canadiens are going to end up with a top 3 forward. All right. So that's just going by that information right there. So that is not so bad. Let's hope that we get Will Smith or Carlsson. Michkov's still a big question mark for me. I don't see a world where drafting Michkov makes sense and is worth the risk. I just don't see that right now. But we're going to find out soon enough. So if you guys want to see my live reaction to the draft lottery results, I did a full live stream. So go ahead and check that out if you want to. I was disappointed. that the Habs didn't make the top 3. I know the odds weren't in our favor anyway, and the percentages really favored those that were in the top 3. So that being said, trying to end it on a positive note and say that 5th is better than 7th because the Canadiens could have ended up in 7th. So that being said, again, I'm not completely disappointed, only a little bit, but we'll get over it. And I'm hoping that at the draft, we will pick the player that can get fans excited, and myself included. So if you guys have stuck to the end and if you watched since the beginning, I just want to say I love this game. I love the fact that I get to do this on camera with you guys. It's a miracle that people watch this channel. Like I'm a smaller YouTuber. You guys know this. And I'm appreciative and I'm grateful. And that's what I want to end this on. I wasn't trying to be negative in the beginning, talking about Chicago winning. the draft lottery, but I just wanted to be honest. And you know what? They won, and we're going to have to deal with it. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Hit the buttons that you know you need to hit if you want to support this channel. And I thank you so much. I appreciate it. Go Habs, go. We're going to get a very good player at 5th overall. See you guys soon.